All right. There we go.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's this is gonna be my law firm before I decide to rerun. Um
Looks fucking amazing.
yeah.
Damn, look at that fireplace.
Yep. Nice little like cigar lounge. I'm trying to get the bookshelf set up so that I can put actual books that you get throughout the throughout the you come across all these books, right? Instead of just throwing them away, I want to hold them all over you. You know what I mean? So there we go.
Beautiful
All right.
place.
Looks fucking amazing, Nino.
Yeah.
Love it.
Moment you mentioned pestilence, I was like, all right, sounds like an indoor conversation.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Gotta keep this under wraps.
Mm.
Mind if we take a seat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, I was contacted by Pestilence. He wanted to meet up one-on-one with me. I met up with him, and he was questioning me about this whole idea of bringing out some sort of calming agent or whatever to ease the plague.
Oh.
He mentioned the cure and how he didn't want things to be cured and whatnot. And long story short, didn't really seem like he had a problem with the idea itself. Said it was going to be complicated, that he could make it complicated, that he could mutate the serum and whatnot, the virus or whatever it is, sickness. And well, basically told me that if he had a problem with it, that I wouldn't be alive.
Oh. If you had a problem with him saying no to a calming agent?
Yeah. So, we have a back and forth. I'm explaining to him that it benefits us both that people are infected so that I can make a buck out of it. I don't want a cure to be out there because that would fuck up my business with it. I'm just capitalizing on it. I'm not looking to find a cure. I just, want to make some money out of it, right?
You're trying to medicate.
Right. And he then pulls something out of his coat. Something he puts against the light. He holds it up high, and I'm looking at it, and he's got a vial in his hands. It's got a red substance in it. I'm not sure what the fuck it is, but
It's the antidote.
he says, I'm going to give you this. It's a gift. You got two options. You either sell it to the highest bidder, or you give it to one of your own. You yourself, you're going to remain sick. If you give it to Jason, for her research, it's not going to do much. It's not going to do anything. Because again, he can mutate it. He can change it.
God damn it.
Now, he did explain to me that there was a scientist before Jason that got very close to the cure. And because he got so close in his research, he was killed. Guy's gone. So I warned Jason about it because he wants to, talk to her as well. And it's probably best if she kind of pulls out of finding the cure and whatnot.
Oh,
I think we're all on the same page now that this is a business we can all profit out of, right?
Mm.
Now, he gives me the vial. I take it. And that's really it. So I got this vial in my hand. I don't know if I can't really trust this guy. I don't know if it is an antidote like you said, or if it's what if it's a poison? What if I give it to Harry and fucking Harry takes it and Harry dies? We don't know, but it's very likely the cure. So then we brainstorm a little bit. We're thinking we're gonna stick to the plan. Not gonna sell it to the highest bidder. We're not gonna give it to somebody. We're gonna make something out of it. Continue along the plan of lacing a drug, weed in this case, as we discussed, to make it into some sort of super product. That's exactly what we're doing. We've made a lab in which we've been experimenting very recently. Given the short lifespan of the vial itself, we didn't really have much time to work with, right? We had to get to the lab right away. We infused some of the weed with it. Fuck, we even put cocaine on the table as well. We're trying everything we can get our hands on. And we're messing around with it, playing with temperatures, seeing how it reacts overnight. Anything you could possibly think of. We got equipment. We got lab equipment from all over the place. And in our experiments, unfortunately, we used up the vial. So we are waiting to see if anything changes with the actual strain itself, so that we can replicate it, get some seeds out of the brick, regrow it into red weed or whatever the fuck it may be. And with that, our plans are to sell it to you, to the court center rather, to redistribute to the city.
Oh shit!
Exclusively, too.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm definitely interested. But there is some worry, and I'm going to be as open as I can, but understand it's going to be within reason, as there's a lot of things at play that go beyond pestilence and whatnot. So at a baseline, I've been led to believe that this is some kind of fucking guy out of Harry Potter. You know what I mean? Looks at you the wrong way, and then all of a sudden hocus pocus happens. It's been very evident for some time, at least in my eyes, that there's just some crazed scientist. What his motives are, whatever it is, unknown. His administration methods, unknown. But everything that I have heard about it just seems like a madman, right? My first concern would be, what is his motive? And the reason for that is, if he has hurt people, and if he continues to hurt people by getting them sick and whatnot, without knowing his motive, that might be angering a beast and putting the entire island in danger, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
The second is, it may anger him even to a higher degree if said product made its way to the court center, and now the entire state, effectively, on behest of your actions, my actions, it being in the court center, may further agitate that. My loose kind of speculation over all this has been that this guy probably has a interest in feeling in control. And by showing him that people do not need to be controlled, for whatever his reasons are, we might be creating a bigger problem than what already exists. So, do we know what his motive is? Is where I'm going with this. Like, even the faintest clue beyond control.
I think he likes to see people suffer.
I think that's exactly it. I mean, look, I'm not very superstitious, right? I didn't believe this when I first heard about it. These guys out there that people are going to talk to, the lighthouse, this pestilence guy. I thought they were crazy people as well, just mad scientists or just fucking crackheads. But I saw this guy. All right, I looked into his fucking eyes. His eyes were glowing green. He had a fucking bone hand. I wasn't on any drugs, alcohol, any substances, nothing like that. I know what I saw. This ain't no regular motherfucker out there. This is something else we're working with here, something beyond our power. He's talking about my kind. As if we were, just humans, right? His motives, he was talking about how people see it as torture or maybe a lesson to be learned. His motive is, I'm thinking, as Harry said, keeping people suffering. And the reason why he hasn't had a problem with it, with this idea of us, is because at the end of the day, it's not a cure. It keeps people with that false hope of a potential, betterment, getting better. But at the end of the day, they're still suffering. Suffering for the maybe I might be cured with this.
I must have misunderstood. So, to be clear here, he is okay with what you are doing.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, very well then. I think this sounds like a really good idea then.
He did warn me though. About he asked me, are you not worried? Are you not worried about the consequences of this, of doing something like this? And I said, thinking at the back of my head, this guy's gonna fucking kill me here. He said, I asked him, what are those consequences that you're talking about? And he said, don't you think you're gonna, bring out the ire of the entire island because somebody is distributing a product like this?
That guy's fucking coy. Why? Because when a pharmaceutical company comes up with a cure, has the only solution. Isn't that what he's doing already? Instead of trading in money and bills, he's trading in emotions.
Yeah. So I told him I don't think so. I think people are going to want this. I think people are going to need it. And while it may not be a cure, they'll still be suffering. Fuck, I mean, it benefits them. But there isn't a cure, right? So
there is something that I think needs to be kept in the back of our mind throughout all this, because I put myself in the mind of a madman that has a monopoly on a disease, on a virus. And given everything that you've said and whatnot, I'd ask myself the question: if I myself was pestilence, if I myself was able to produce a virus, one that I could manipulate and evolve to break out of whatever cure in the future, and someone were to come by and say, I got a vaccine or I got some kind of remedy to help folks, there is a real possibility that he could bankrupt everybody. And I give you an example. If this guy really wanted to, I want to be clear here, I'm not saying no to any of this, just we got to be careful, was that this cure comes out, people get used to it, people start feeling better. And then the next evolution happens. And he starts to charge you a little bit more, Luciano, to get the updated batch. And then he asks for a little bit more and a little bit more. And before you know it, you're not making your own decisions any longer.
We've talked about that. I mean, that is a possibility. We've kind of, there has to be some lines in the sand. I mean, there's not gonna be no bankrupting because the guy doesn't care about money, right? He wants fucking favors and you to go do this and that. Like you said, control on people. He's fucking weird, right? But we've me and Luciano, like, I've heard some of the things he's asked people to do, and it's not good. There'd be clear lines in the sands for us. Like, I'm not gonna start killing my own just to get one of these fucking serums. That guy can suck a dick. But, you know, listen, the reason we came up with this idea is because we're not desperate, but with how bad the city's got, we can't keep up. We needed something to keep going, really, for now. Something we could really profit from, and pharmaceuticals is it. If we have a medication for this fucking plague in some form or other, it's gonna be a big seller.
I fully support it. I think you're right. If it can even give people a little bit of hope,
Yeah.
I definitely see the value in that.
But we're not gonna start going fucking crazy. Like, you know, if he starts asking things that aren't reasonable, like me and Luciano, we can get our hands dirty, right? To get more of this stuff. But if it ever gets to a point where it's starting to get ridiculous, the things he's asking just isn't realistic, then it's a cut-off, you know?
I want to leave y'all with something to kind of chew on, and I'm only going to provide some very surface level details since this is neither my information alone to give, and some of it is speculation and some of it is based on information I just simply can't say. Are you aware that why the borders of San Andreas have opened up again? You know about the history. Well, you remember Sanguine, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The entire island went bankrupt. Entire city virtually got wiped. And in came the state of San Andreas, the Grand Estate. They said, these borders need to be opened back up. There's money to be made. And reinvestment came through. As you can probably see, we don't have all the faculties we used to 5, 6, 7 years ago. But over time, things slowly build, and maybe you can get back to where it was, and maybe then better. You have to ask yourself the why. Why? It's not just the government. All of it is, we pay back loans. The entire state does. Every county, every couple weeks, a massive chunk of money is taken out of the county account. And it's not going into the pockets of the government. It's going back to the investors. The investors that oversee operations along the entire state. And from the little bit I know and have seen, they're the true players in this game. And we're just the pawns. So this danger that pestilence may provide on the island, even he himself likely hasn't handled it. And it's why some of the entities that I will not be speaking about may occasionally be at odds. Now, I sort of leave this here in the event it becomes useful for whenever you need to make your decisions down the line.
Yeah.
You know that museum over in Court Center?
Yeah.
You know who all that stuff belongs to?
Who?
The governor. $270 million.
Jesus.
Even he has me pulling out money every so often. Even he himself has got his handlers. So. It's, they're probably like, what the fuck?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I misunderstanding? Are you saying I might have misunderstood the whole thing? But you're saying if we do this, we're gonna be kind of
There's a
a
very
large
likely
chunk's gonna be taken.
it's going to be scratching someone's itch, and what they end up deciding may not be in my control or yours.
I gotcha.
What I'm saying is we need to be prepared.
Eventually, we're gonna end up barking up on somebody's tree or something.
Exactly that.
I mean, this is evil, right? Me and Luciano have already talked about this. What we're doing is evil. Like, the pharmaceutical companies in itself, kind of evil. We still want to go ahead of it. If I've had this fucking cough for a month, if not longer, and I don't see
Jesus.
it's not getting better. And I'm sick to death of it. So I don't know if it's actively being spread or if it's gonna kick off again, but you know, I'd at least like to give this a try. If I could just I jumped off Mount Chiliad and pulled a parachute. And I was screaming with joy because I was getting away from the cops. And then I coughed and plummeted to my down Chiliad, with the cops waiting for me as I rolled down to the bottom. I fucking hate this cough. Every day I'm coughing my guts up, all fucking day. I've been getting shot at by the cops or by other gangs, and I'm standing there coughing my fucking guts up. So, yeah, we want to give this a shot, knowing full well that it could go completely tits up.
Yeah. I'm fully on board. Until things sort of start to make motion, please don't mention my involvement. It allows me to keep my ear closer to the ground, so to speak.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The plan is we obviously we're close and in direct contact with the people that have the growing license. We have the distribution license, which will be handled by Jason, and it's all going to be above board, like legit, all nothing sketchy, 100% above board pharmaceutical company, whatever you want to call it. If they inspect, they're not going to find anything but everything being done by the books.
There is a possibility you're going to get some pushback from Sama. And
Like the hospital authorization or something? Like it's kind of medical kind of authority?
So Sama is run by oh my god, I'm having a brain fart here. Jason, what's her name?
Dr. Perry.
Dr. Perry. She's very much gonna be on our side. I've known her long enough to believe that. However, she responds to an entity known as the board of directors. You don't see them. You hardly bump into them. And when I refer to investors, I have very strong suspicion and evidence that they themselves answer to someone else. So, as you sort of work your way through this. If you find that Perry starts to push back on this, you may need to become a little clever as to how you advertise this remedy.
Yeah.
It's like a cough drop. It's
Like a
almost
cough
just
drop,
like
yeah.
symptom relief. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we might have to, like I said, we're looking to go 100% legal. So we might have to get it. We might have to do test runs, right? We might have to get it like we might have to work with Dr. Perry and do like fucking lab rats, make sure this shit's safe for the people before it gets pushed out, stuff like that, right? Get it like stamped and signed off, good to go. Because yeah, I mean, that we're going a bit further than just playing. It's just not just marijuana, right? We are kind of adding like you said, like a like a medicine kind of approach to it. So, I mean, listen, to be honest, Nino, I wanted to go full fucking crazy. I wanted to fucking mix this shit with fucking fentanyl and cocaine.
Oh
You know
my
what the problem
God,
is?
that'd be so good.
You know
We
what
need
the
to
problem
legalize
is?
the cocaine because it's the only fucking solution.
Or we keep it illegal, and we'll have prime customers in the black market. Either way,
I
this
like
can
that.
go. This can go either way. Whether or not Sama has an issue with it. If they don't, fine, all good. We sell it legally. If they do have an issue with it, it's still gonna be on the streets.
Yes, go underground.
We're still gonna be pushing. People are gonna be buying this shit left and right. How many people are infected right now? Thousands.
So many.
The weed is easier because we're hoping to mutate a seed. Seeds can be regrown. They produce more seeds. Can't do that with cocaine and fen, but that if we had to, we could do that. It would just be having a dare I say work with this guy to get more serums, because it's just at that point
Yeah,
we can't mix if we don't have more serums, right?
absolutely.
But that would be crazy. It would be a city addicted to cocaine or fen, whichever one we chose to do. It would be, and then if imagine say scrap the fen because it's dirty and filthy. You talk about the cocaine. Imagine that they had to legalize it
Oh
or
no,
wanted to legalize it. It'd be fucking hilarious.
it would be so fucking good.
So we have options, I think
Well, I'll say
We have
whatever
options.
you decide. I'm fully on board in support.
all right.
And
Okay.
We wanted to let
Another
you know.
thing.
Sorry, real quick, Jason. We just listen. We wanted to let you know because we obviously Jason plays a big part in this. We wanted you to be in the know, right? We don't want.
yeah,
We wanted you to know what the fuck was going on, and your knowledge and input is
I
very much appreciated too.
yeah, I absolutely, of course. And just to kind of underline, because I may not have hit it enough on the nose, is that I do believe that Pestilence may be working with the board of directors.
Christ.
And that's what you should have in the back of your mind. Keep that to yourself, like really fucking close. But anytime you hear him talk, or it seems like Dr. Perry might be saying things on behalf of the board, you just keep in mind that it may not be fully their decisions. Because those that create problems work very well with those who fix problems. Bigger pharmaceutical companies, where do they benefit from? Right? Healthcare needs those that are sick.
Right.
Those things generate money. That pays back our debts.
Oh Christ, yeah. So, oh man. So what you're saying is we're not the first people to think, oh, big pharma, big money making opportunity. They could have been doing this for months. This might have been their entire plan the entire time, is what you're saying.
I
With
think
the hospital.
there's so much unknown, but a lot of what I've been learning over the various weeks, things do kind of point in that direction. How all the pieces sort of connect is it's hard to say, right? But
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of question marks, a lot of unknowns. We just gotta stick to our guns, keep doing what we're doing.
yeah,
Hopefully it works out. We don't even know if this shit's gonna work, right?
yeah,
We're
100%.
just experimenting. That's all we're doing. That's all we got.
Easy.
But we'll keep in mind
All right.
these things you've told us. It's all part of a bigger play. It could be very fucking dangerous. I mean, we don't know what we're going up against here.
I love how they're
But at the
buying
end of the
into
day,
Nino's
this is-
crazy theory.
This is exactly what
It makes
our
it
kind of
good
life
because it's
is all
probably
about.
not that deep, but
there's always
it's
a bigger dog somewhere. There's always competition. There's always somebody you're gonna have to go up against. It's those that endure and stay consistently through it, successfully and smart and not too loud either. Those are the ones that make it through. That's what we're trying to do.
hell fucking yeah.
I also think this could be fantastic for the court center. You know, if we hit this just right and we pull it off, court center's gonna be exclusive seller. I think it could be big fucking business and lots of traffic up at the court center.
You're
if we
not
can, if we can do
fucking
this
wrong.
right.
You are not wrong.
It'd be a good look on you as a mayor too. With it,
Yeah.
court center's like your baby, right? All of a sudden, the fucking court center has a remedy to this shit. Imagine you build that shit out like a little clinic. You have people lining up
Oh
to pick
my
up that
God.
fucking weed.
Put
Great
it right
look.
next to the fucking zoo and aquarium.
That's right. I'm telling you, if we hit this right, it's just big for everyone involved.
Fuck yeah. Oh my God. Hell, maybe the court center has needed, more centerpieces, reasons to being up there. Right?
Exactly.
And I love this. Well, look, anything you need, you just let me know. That includes
All right.
research money.
Sure thing.
All right. All right,
Keep you in the
gentlemen. All right.
Appreciate
Hey,
your time, Nino.
yeah, anytime.
Jason, well,
Yes.
you wanted to. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you
Oh
wanted
no,
to say
that's
something.
fine. Yeah, we could also look into genetically modifying the weed so we don't have to, once we have the gene, we'll know how to duplicate that result if we need to.
Perfect. Well, as of right now, that brick is let's call it fermenting. I've looked at it under a telescope or microscope, so to say, not a telescope, and it's looking pretty crazy. It's almost like it's like the serum's almost like taken over the brick, and we're praying that it gets into the seeds. So we'll see on we're gonna explore more on Monday. So
Okay. All right. Well. All right.
All right.
Beautiful.
I don't want anybody fucking with that lab either. We might have to move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
All right.
yeah,
Okay. Well, shit. All right,
right.
gentlemen. Well, holy fuck. I'm glad there's more people thinking about the state,
yeah.
All right. Y'all stay safe.
Be in touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you soon. Have a good weekend.
All right. All right. Holy shit. Mason crew met me outside. Oh yeah, Mission Row PD. I would chat with Sean Danielson. I think he handles bar licenses. I love Nino's theory about this whole thing, and him sort of. I mean, it makes sense. So Nino's like working theory on everything is that those administrative fees that are coming out of the county account are actually going back to investors that pumped money into rebirthing San Andreas, and the debt that's being paid is being paid back to these various companies, right? And that, you know, the Faceless, Pestilence, the Oracle, the like Bones, etc., are all just some agents, are agents of these investment firms, right? Like, so Nino thinks like, or like thinks that this board of directors is likely heavily influenced by investors. That Pestilence in some way equally is in that circle. Now, it doesn't mean that there's like one-to-one relationships, right? Or that they're full-on agents for investors, right? But rather they're there's like levels of like, it doesn't necessitate that they're direct agents, right? But rather there's like shared interest. So while Pestilence motive could be control, his means of control being the virus has direct value to big pharma investors, right? If people get sick, they need to be treated. All those things generate money, the portions of which do go back not just to the state, but to up top. In a similar fashion where Nino believes the Faceless actually are agents of a like of weapons contractors, right? The same agents of which have interest with those that the governor may respond to, right? So you could imagine the governor, his task, obviously, the state runs, right? It needs to run. But, you know, think about it. Weapons are produced. Crime occurs. Money is generated. It goes into the pockets of the government and into the pockets of the weapon manufacturers. Everyone wins. And by everyone, those at the top. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to think about how Nino's seeing it. It's like a big experiment by BlackRock, right? And various others. It's an experiment. Yeah. That's a good way to think about it. That's why, like, Nino's whole thing about saying, like, that's the governor's, like, statues and paintings and whatnot. Because, like, it adds to this. It's not even necessarily lore, right?